Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new video. In this video I'm recording my first ever voiceover, so I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of scared because I'm not used to doing this, but yeah, thank you for joining me in this video. I'll be recording a speed build for one of my dream home decorator sims. I don't play her on this channel and I don't plan to, but if you want to see her, let me know. I posted her on my Twitter. If you don't follow me, you should check me out there right now. I'm going to shamelessly plug all of my socials for the rest of this video and the videos to come, so be prepared to be sick of me. But yeah, also, the funny thing about her is she's a criminal dream home decorator. I got this idea from James Turner. She steals the possessions of her clients and she keeps them stored in a room. I don't plan on selling them because I feel like it's a bit cheaty just to steal a couple things, even though she's a kleptomaniac. But yeah, I have her steal things, and she's a hoarder, so she keeps them in a room and she just admires them all the time. She's like a weirdo like that. But yeah, she used to live in a ratty old apartment in San Myshuno, but she's leveled up because she has taken enough gigs to the point where she can have a better home. And in this home, I'm going for the New York apartment vibe. I was trying to go for something that used to be old, but it's like newly updated. I don't know if you saw the bathrooms, but I try to keep that very old because I was going for the story that the owners of this building only cared to update some of the apartments and like the outside and the exterior, but left some of the bathrooms like still disheveled and not in the greatest condition. And I went with the story that she also updated her kitchen because these counters that I gave, they, from what I've seen at least, they're very common in like New York apartments, but they usually are more broken down to say the least. So I went with the idea that she sort of updated them because my girl, she has a high handiness skill because in the old apartment she lived in, she had trolls or goblins or something, and her stuff was always breaking throughout the night. So she developed that handiness skill. So I went with the story that she updated some of it, but I don't think she's at the stage or she has the authority to update her plumbing. I don't think that makes much sense, but everything else, I feel like maybe the counters, they're a little bit more doable. And even if they're not, I don't think she really cares too much because she's just like that. But yeah, for this apartment, I went for like a lot of neutrals, as you can tell, but I wanted more color because I hate having an all-white apartment. I just feel, or just homes in general, I feel like it looks too dull, but I did spice it up with like a warm neutral color palette. I feel like she kind of suits this vibe. I use a lot of custom content as well. I don't usually build with custom content, but I feel like because she's my own sim, I just want to have fun. I just want to showcase it to you guys. So yeah. Also, these curtains I'm using right now, they're from the Desert Luxe kit. I love that kit so much. Those curtains, they're like a staple now. I use them for all of my builds. They're just so simple and sleek and clean, and I love that they're white. I love white curtains in general, but I feel like they suit every single home. Like right now, the corner windows, it fits perfectly. If you were to choose any other windows, sorry, if you were to choose any other curtains, it just wouldn't work as well. There'd be a lot of clipping, and I feel like now you can customize it a little more. So I enjoy that now. Also, the Dream Home Decorator pack, while I enjoyed that career, I feel like the build by kind of falls flat for me. I don't know, a lot of the built-in like cabinet, not the cabinets, but like the TV stands and sometimes some of the walk-in wardrobe stuff, the lighting gets weird around them, and I think it just looks so flat to me. I don't know if you guys get it. If you know, you know. I don't know. If you can see it, just let me know. Yeah, I use a whole bunch of CC in this build. Everything looks a little bit mismatched, but that's what I was trying to go for. Because she's an interior designer, I feel like she would curate her pieces, and from the interior decorators that I follow on like TikTok, they're like the best way to make a space feel homely and just more beautiful in general is to use a whole bunch of pieces that not necessarily match but go together, that you build up over time. So that's what I was trying to go for in this apartment, especially because she recently got some money, so I feel like she wouldn't buy all of it at once. I feel like she would just get some pieces here and there, and then she'll like eventually get a home. She wouldn't buy like collections and stuff, which I've heard also from interior decorators that buying collections from like, I don't know, Bob's Home Goods or something, you know, like the ones that come with like a bed and like a dresser and a desk. Those ones are often the worst ones to buy because it makes your home look so much like a movie studio rather than a home, which you don't want that to happen. But yeah, here you can see the amount of pillows I'm using. I took so long just to place these. And I am very picky with my decorations, so I go back and forth on what colors I'm using. Yeah, the warm color palette is really strong in this. Also, you can see the feature wall where the dining table will be. I love that color. I mean, I love a bold accent wall. I feel like it makes a home feel so designer. Like it feels like it'll be on Architectural Digest. I love that magazine, by the way. Is it a magazine? I can't really tell. Yeah, it just feels more like exclusive. I don't know. But yeah, I do eventually clutter this place a little, but I feel like for gameplay reasons, I don't go too heavy on the clutter. And it just gets annoying sometimes when you place a lot of clutter and then you go back to play and then you can't play because something's blocking your sim from walking. Yeah, it took me a long time just to get the living kitchen area done because I felt the layout of it was a bit funny. I was trying to give her a spacious bedroom as well, and also have that like little closet where she stores her stolen stuff. So it was kind of hard to fit everything in. Plus, she's a social person, so I need space for her to entertain with like a dining room and a big couch for all of her friends and a TV because she's kind of materialistic. Not necessarily, I mean, I don't have that trait for her, but I feel like she would want a TV. Yeah, I think she needs it for her entertainment because I don't think she has a PC either, so she needs one way to have her fun, and books are definitely not that. So yeah, some of the CC packs I used they were by like Harry CC. I think Little Dika, I used some of their CC, but very little in-game content, despite it being like in the city living world, Samai Shuno. Yeah, so I think now I'm gonna get to a bit of the questions. So the first one is, how old are you? I'm 19. But I've been playing The Sims for a while. I watched a lot of Sims content growing up. I love Sims YouTube. Some of my favorite Sims YouTubers are Deligracy. I love Claire, Siobhan. I love Vixella, all of them. I feel like I grew up with a lot of them, and I just still watch them to this day, which is so funny to me. It's funny how that works. I think it's like a nostalgia factor, but their content holds up. Also, I've been recently getting into smaller YouTubers because I just like supporting them, and I feel like a lot of them have creative storylines. Like this one girl I've been watching, her name's Sasha's Space. She has a Black Widow challenge, and it's so creative. And one day I'd like to be a Let's Player, but I don't know if my PC right now has that kind of power, or if I have the strength to continue a long Let's Play, because the way I play The Sims is that I take breaks on what I do, so I'm either in like a building phase or a cast phase, or sometimes in a Let's Play phase. Yeah, I usually keep my Let's Plays to myself because it's not very curated. It's not like the neatest thing ever. I just like go with the flow. It's not structured in story either because I like playing where the game leads me to somewhere and not I lead the game because it just ends up having more creative storylines. For example, some of the mods I use end up having a story built into it. So I feel like that allows me to be more creative and I just I don't like having that much power and decision in what happens in stories. So I just let the game guide me and I just do whatever my Sims want. Yeah, I'm just a good Sims controller like that. But yeah, we've been in this living room for a while. Wow. Hopefully you're somewhat entertained by my voiceover, even though it isn't the best. Also, let me know about the quality of this voiceover in the video. If you have any tips or anything for me, if you want to give me some constructive criticism or feedback, I'm totally welcome to it because I definitely have room to grow. And I think feedback is necessary for me to improve and get better, which I definitely want to do. So, yeah, the second question is how often do you use social media? Um, I don't go often on like Instagram or like I don't know what other ones like Snapchat, but I do go on YouTube. I don't know if that counts or Twitter. I am so active on Twitter and I love TikTok. So those are my most active Sims platforms and platforms in general. I love those platforms. I feel like there's more connection on those. The other ones are more personal that you would use, but even then, I don't use them too much. But yeah, if you want a more active like connection with me, then Twitter is your way to go. I love being on Twitter. I post my Sims and everything, and recently it's been popping off. So yeah. Um, which social media network is your favorite? I'm gonna say TikTok because it's so funny. I love watching the variation of content that can happen on TikTok. Like, I'm on cat TikTok, but I also have like food videos on it and like makeup videos on it. It's like so crazy how I can jump from one topic to another. It's so versatile. And so unlike any other platforms, even though other platforms have been trying to compete and like replicate the TikTok like formula, but I feel like no one's doing it like TikTok. But yeah. Which color do you like the most? Okay, this is sort of hard for me to decide because I love color in general. I hate a white, like, I hate white things in general. I mean, I think sometimes it looks good, but my favorite color, like the prettiest I think, is like a pink. I love pink, but my favorite right now is, I know this is really basic, but a forest or like a sage green. I love a sage green. It looks so classic, but I feel like it's gonna date soon with like interior design. I mean, I've been seeing it recently. So many people are getting the sage green kitchens, and I'm worried that with everyone doing that, it's gonna get so unpopular very quickly, like how trends work. But I feel like once it goes out of style, there's just gonna be another shade of green that comes back in full force because green is just that it's just an undefeated color. It's just an amazing color. I love green and pink. So that's the answer. How will you describe your style? My personal style for interior design is definitely eclectic, which this apartment is definitely eclectic. I love I love gold, like simple like vintage pieces. I love like yeah, just vintage pieces in general. Um I love texture in like my interior design and I love plants. Plants are a number one thing for my interior design. I feel like they make or break a space, especially with the type of plant you use. If you need longevity and if you want your space to look greater for a longer period of time, you need plants. which they are commitment. At least most of them are. Um, but they definitely do make a difference. I love how I'm saying this like I'm an interior decorator, but I feel like I've watched a lot of HGTV to know a little bit about interior design and Pinterest. Pinterest is a great way to level up your interior design skills. Um, yeah, I go in there frequently just to get inspiration. I mean, for this entire apartment, I looked to Pinterest just to see some New York apartments. Like that's the thing I put into the search bar, New York apartments. Even though I don't think San Myshuno, this area at least, was based off of New York. Maybe it's like Chicago or something. I'm not too sure. I wouldn't know. I'm not like a city girl. I don't know too much about geography either. But yeah, here's one of the pieces that my sim she stole. Her name, by the way, is Arabella. If you know Arctic Monkeys, you would know that song. But yeah, she stole this, and I don't necessarily want to use the items that she stole, but I felt like it looks so perfect here. And I was gonna buy it originally, but I was like, we already have it. Why not use it? This is like one of the only pieces I used that were from Maxis, except for like the doors and everything. But I wanted the doors to match the outside of this apartment, like the hallway, so it didn't look too strange when I was playing, because I do like realism in my games at least, and I don't know, I just want some more continuity. Um, as for personal style, like dressing style, I'd say my style is more casual. I I'm not that adventurous when it comes to that, but that's a whole other conversation. But I love dressing my Sims in it, like eclectic, like new fashionable things, but I don't think I have the budget for that and the space for all those clothes that I dress my Sims in. Anyway, the last question is what hobbies do you have? And I think it's pretty limited. I love to read, I like to play The Sims, and I like to watch YouTube videos. But other than that, I don't venture out too far. I've been trying to broaden my horizons when it comes to my hobbies, but I don't think I've been too successful at that. But yeah, so we're closing up at this video. Let me know what you think of this apartment and this voiceover and this video in general. The quality, you can let me know anything about it. But I am pretty sensitive when it comes to criticism, so if you want to say something, just pair it with a little sugar, and then you can add your spice. I don't know if you ever heard that in the classrooms. But yeah, my social media will all be linked in the description, and I might link the CC. I'm still undecided on that, but if I do, it'll also be in the description. So yeah, check it all out. Thank you for watching this video and sticking with me through the end and bearing through this terrible voiceover. But yeah, it's been fun. I'm gonna leave you with some screenshots and some music, and yeah, thank you so much. Bye.